Welcome to Being Sharon Gibson's podcast, PSG.
Hello, BSG fighters. Welcome to Being Sharon Gibson's podcast. This is season 5, episode 7, featuring Chardelle Moore. She is a speaker. I would describe Chardelle as a multi-talented person, the founder of Motivational More, which is a multimedia communication company that elevates human consciousness through music, films, TV, poetry, events, anything you can think of. As intended, I am going to transform your mind into a strong, positive mind. Before I dive into today's topic, I would like all of you to know that my TikTok community is absolutely different from my podcast community. So check out the videos on my TikTok platform, specially curated for you. Welcome, Chardelle.
Hey, Queen, how are you?
I'm fine. You're so full of positivity.
Thank you. I'm excited for this conversation.
You've been on like big platforms. So like I
Yes.
am more excited because I'm speaking to like a superstar.
Oh, thank
I'm speaking to like a
you.
Jim Carrey, or I'm speaking to like a Jimmy Fallon, or I'm speaking to like, all those big people that have been on big stages.
Yes. Thank you
It's
so
really
much, sis.
thank you too for being here. So
Yeah.
how's everything
I am
going with
doing
you?
phenomenal. I am giving thanks for every single moment. I don't
Moment.
even
Yeah.
say giving thanks for the day. I say I give thanks for the moment.
Mm,
And I am just really at a good space in my life and just
amazing.
thank you, God. And I also thank God for the journey of life, the continuous expansion of self, to
Yeah.
continue to keep learning,
Yeah.
growing, and evolving.
That's beautiful. So can you tell us more about yourself?
So your introduction was amazing. My name is Chardelle Moore. I am a multidisciplinary artist. I'm an award-winning television personality, international motivational
Yes.
speaker. I'm a poet. I'm a writer, director, producer, visionary, and the proud
Wow.
CEO and founder of Motivational More. We are a multimedia communications company, as you said, and our focus is elevating human consciousness. So we produce inspirational content on multiple platforms, as you mentioned, music, film, television, speech, poetry, events. Prior to launching my company, I was a television host and anchor and reporter at the Fox
Mm,
affiliate in Baltimore before making the
wow.
big jump to being an entrepreneur. So I've worked in media for over a decade, worked with some of the biggest media companies
Wow.
in the world, BET, CBS, Fox, the CW, and now the proud founder of my own media company, Motivational More. So it's definitely been a journey,
It's
and
been a journey.
it's a journey, sis. It's definitely a journey, but I
You
thank
know,
God for it.
that's amazing. You know what is coming to mind right now?
Yes,
I'm
yes.
like, did you have anybody break your heart?
Oh my
Because
gosh, girl,
if
you
you had
going
heartbreaks,
there?
I don't think you can do all what you just said.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
No matter who you are, okay,
Mm-hmm.
Queen, and always remember this. Remember this gem that I taught you.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody is exempt from the human experience.
Yeah, that's
Every
true.
single person is going to go through things and be tested in this journey of life. We all get our heart broken. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter who you are, but I think the most beautiful thing about life is being able to learn. And I truly
Yeah,
believe we come to this realm to learn, while we're
that's
here
true.
to learn, to serve. And once you understand that, even when you go through the difficult journeys, you realize it was all a part of the experience to make you become a stronger individual.
That's so true. Because usually whenever I'm say the things that I've done, I go like my longest relationship was 6 months.
Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, girl. You ain't missing out on nothing. That's
Exactly.
fine.
No, like if they ask me like how did you accomplish everything? That's all I say. I mean, everybody knows the key factor is God, right?
Yes,
But if I
amen.
want to be like human with everybody, I want to like speak to everybody's mind in
Hmm.
case like you don't believe in God. I'll tell you
Hmm.
that honestly speaking, realistically speaking,
Hmm.
it's because my longest relationship has been 6 months. Because I've
Hmm.
had like the longest relationship with myself than
Hmm.
with any man or with, probably any friend.
Yeah. Well, and
I'll
that's
say,
amazing.
yeah, like with myself and my family,
Yeah.
but more with myself than with
Mhm.
anybody. And it's like, that's why I was asking, like, you really done amazing things. Like,
Thank
and
you.
obviously I've gone through heartbreaks, but
Yes.
I learn from it. I don't let it consume me to the point
Exactly.
where I let go of myself, but I just learn from it. So
Exactly.
that's
Same.
amazing.
Same. Same, sis.
This has been the longest introduction ever.
I talk a lot, so
No, 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 no. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. But in the history of being Gus's podcast, but I'm so happy. I love it. I love it because everything you say, I love the detailed description and
Mhm.
achievements that you gave of yourself, and it just talks about how much you love yourself. Because
Mhm.
one thing I've noticed is that most people, yeah, they say they love themselves, but they can't speak about themselves.
Mhm.
But they can speak about somebody else and
Oh,
talk so
absolutely.
good about somebody else.
Mhm.
But why can't you talk about yourself? Because
Exactly.
society programs us to believe that when you do that, you are proud, or you are you're prideful, right? And
Exactly.
you're not prideful. Like, if I love somebody, like I love my mom, I say good things about her. So if I say I love myself, I'm gonna say every goddamn achievement that I have
Yes,
made, every
exactly.
single good thing about myself. Like, when I'm introducing myself to people, I go like, I'm a highly intelligent girl. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so intelligent for my liking.
Yeah, yeah. And the
you know?
relationship you have with yourself
Yeah,
sets the tone for
exactly.
every single relationship in your life. And as you mentioned,
That's
we've
so
been
true.
conditioned. We've been conditioned. So it takes a lot of courage to go outside the box and
That's
honor
so
self.
true.
And
That's so
like you
true.
mentioned, we can give everybody else their props, but when it's up for us to give us our own, props, we're like, "Oh my gosh." And I refuse to dim my
Exactly.
light for no one.
I love that. I love that
Mhm.
for you. And I was just enjoying listening to everything. I promise you, it was so
Thank
nice to
you.
hear. So it's really nice that we're talking about ourselves,
Mhm.
because today's topic is the power of authenticity. And I
Mhm.
will be sharing one or two top rules from a highly successful person. The highly successful person that I chose for today is Rhonda Byrne. Rhonda Byrne is the author of one of the world's famous self-help book, The Secret.
Mhm.
That's the book that actually transformed my thinking. It literally left an indelible mark on my mindset. And the top rule that I will share today is, number one is be peaceful and calm. And number two, practice welcoming feelings. Every situation is a gift. You do not have to identify with a negative feeling or believe them. They will dissolve with time, and do not try to control them. They will pass. And just be peaceful and try to be calm. I know sometimes we can,
Deep.
you know, we can lose our guard. Like today, I lost my guard in class today because somebody was being on my nerve, like got on my nerves. But that's
Ah,
that's okay. I learned from that today.
yes.
Let's dive into today's topic. I'm really excited.
Me too.
And my first question to you is, how do you choose to let who you are reflect in your work?
Great question, Queen. I am a very authentic person. You probably already
Mm,
got that vibe because,
yeah, I did. I
and for
love that. I
me,
did.
there's no separation, meaning showing up as my authentic self in my work,
Mhm.
regardless of the mediums, is very important to me. Even when I was a TV anchor, I did my own thing. I've always honored my soul core because I truly believe if you honor your soul core, you can never go wrong. Now,
Mm,
the problem is a lot of people don't take the time for self exploration. And without the exploration of self, you're pretty much floating in this world, right? So it's very imperative to go within yourself and say, who am I? What do I
mm,
truly want to do? What do I want to believe in, right? What are the
yeah,
ideas, the philosophies? How do I want to show up? Because God created only one you. And I truly believe when a person operates at their highest vibrational frequency, nobody can replicate that energy. So for
that's so
me,
true.
yep. So for me, I choose to show up authentic in my work when it comes to the type of music I create. I love to create inspirational, positive music. I show up being authentic in my dress. I'm always like different. I have different types of vibes. Like one moment I'll be like
Yeah.
this regal, one moment I'll be a little bit street, one moment I'll be, a little bit like earthy, and all of these make up who I am. I show up this way in my speeches, in my lectures, in the
Yeah.
way that I choose to carry myself. But I feel like most importantly, just aligns with my soul mission and my soul core, which is to be authentic, to have a relationship with God, and to empower others my way, right? I can't be like any other speaker or
That's
any
so
other
true.
artist. I can
Yeah.
only be myself. And
Yeah.
as long as you're staying aligned to who you are, it's going to reflect in all aspects of your life.
Yeah, I really love that you said, like, the last things you said about being a speaker, and you cannot, be like anybody else, but
Yeah,
you can only be like yourself. Because,
exactly.
like, when you look at the niche, the coaching niche, or like the speaking niche, let me put it that way, like,
Hmm.
so many people are involved in that area.
Hmm.
It's like literally everybody's a speaker. But one thing I noticed is that, like, everybody can say the same thing, but one person will say something and it would just resonate with you. But
Exactly.
prior to that, you've had that thing over and over again.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that keeps me going. Like, okay, there's
Yeah.
so many people in this field, but you might probably say a message
Hmm.
that 10,000 people have said,
Hmm.
that would be impactful
Hmm.
to someone, even though that person has also had 10,000 people say the same thing.
Exactly. Because you're
So
saying it because nobody is you, right? It's something even as
exactly.
simple as, how was your day? Right? And
Yeah,
somebody else says, how was your day? How was your day? How was your day? It just like
it's
the
so true.
it's you're gonna feel a different frequency depending on the person who
Mm,
says it. So that's why I feel like our only true job, we create these titles, but our only true job is to be ourselves.
that's so true. But like, staying authentic and being jovial in a world where, like, everybody is wearing a mask can
Hmm.
be difficult.
Absolutely.
How do you navigate through that?
Well, that's why you have to stay true to yourself, right? So even when it was time for me to start my company, I knew I had to create it the way I wanted to create it, right? So even for
Yeah,
me, it's like being a multidisciplinary creative artist visionary. I know how I want to show up and I
yeah,
respect that. So certain things I'm just not going to do, right? Because that's just not
yeah,
how I want to do. So even for
yeah.
example, like coaching, I realized like coaching is not necessarily for me, right? But I can still
Exactly.
coach, but through my own way. So that can be through
Way.
my music,
Exactly.
that can be through my keynotes, that can be through my
Exactly.
lectures, that can be
Exactly.
through my personal appearances. So you have
Hmm.
to truly design yourself and really go
Yeah.
within yourself and ask yourself how you want to show up, right?
Exactly.
So you have to really, really honor yourself. And I think that's also a part that we all try to find our own way in this journey of life, and
Hmm.
it's going to look different to everyone, and it's okay. There's not one way to do it. You have to respect yourself. I think when it comes to your journey of life, you have to really go within yourself and ask yourself what you really want to do and create from those things, so you can still empower people, but you can do it your way. And that's the beauty about creativity and the exploration of self. You're able to
Yeah.
define yourself
That's so true.
because
You.
everything we see was
That's so
created
true.
by someone.
Yeah, that's so true.
So you got to create yourself.
That's so true.
Hmm.
Honestly speaking, like, my personality, I have a very playful personality. Like,
Hmm.
when I'm around you, you might not even know that I'm in my late 20s. You might think I'm probably like a teenager,
Hmm. Hmm.
because of how I behave, not even
Yeah.
about how I look. So it's like, that's why I asked the question about how do you stay jovial,
Hmm.
like, in a place where everybody's wearing a mask, because I've noticed that sometimes certain people try to take advantage, and
Hmm.
when there's a switch, they're like, you're not kind, and I'm like, I'm not a kind person, just leave me alone. You're not a nice person, I'm not a nice person. Like, do you get to,
Yeah.
like, I just switched to, okay, you want me to be grown? I will
Yeah.
show you,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really do not I care about people, but
Hmm.
at the same time, I prefer to be loved
Hmm.
for who I am.
Hmm.
Sorry, I prefer to be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not.
This is the one of the things, and you're going to realize this in your journey of life. You have to be unapologetically
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly.
Because when you are unapologetically yourself, and it takes time and you never stop learning and you never stop evolving, but you create these boundaries for yourself. Like
That's
certain
true.
things, it's just like, it's not
It's a
even gonna,
no.
yeah, it's a no no, and it's not even gonna come to you because you've like create yourself, right? So it's like you can, and the thing is, you can be multi-dimensional. Most humans
That's
are
so true.
multi-dimensional. You've just
Exactly.
been
That's what I always
conditioned. So
say.
you can be,
Exactly.
very, because I'm like that too. I'm very like regal, and then I'm also very like free, and then I'm very like
Exactly. Me
funky. I'm
too.
just very like,
Me too.
but they're all aspects of who I am. And
Me, that's true.
I don't have to pick which person. This all is who I
Who
am.
I am.
You know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
that.
So
I
you know
love
what I
that.
mean? And it's like, whoa, like sometimes people are not used to that, but because they've been conditioned. But that's
Yeah,
who
like
they
you
are.
have
Like,
to.
you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
So it's
Yeah,
like you just have to unapologetically flow in the way you want to flow.
I
And
feel you.
everything will follow. Don't, and I always tell people, even me, I do a lot of reflection. I talk to
Mm,
myself, sis, every single day.
that's beautiful.
I talk to myself every single day. And this is one of the other gems that your listeners, I really want them to really grasp. Don't ever try to fit into any crowd. Be yourself. Whoever is drawn to you, let them come to you. But the moment you start to condition yourself for external validation, you lose your
Mm,
power. You will never
so
win that
true.
way.
That's so true.
Just be yourself, and whoever gets you or whatever, okay, they can hop on the train, but never
Yeah.
try to conform. It's a losing
Mm,
battle
it's
because
a losing
humans,
battle.
yes,
It's like you be violating yourself.
exactly, and humans are so flicky. Like one day,
Yeah.
flaky, whatever
Oh,
the word is. One day they like this, one day they don't.
they
This is
don't
that.
like. And see,
It's
I
too
learned that
much.
in economics. I learned that in. See, they have numerous ones.
Yeah,
Today, they're very indecisive bunch
very
of people.
indecisive.
Today they like you, tomorrow they don't like you. Tomorrow they like.
Exactly.
Do you get it? It's very confusing. I see it a lot, so that's why I'm always myself because I'm like I can act bitchy to somebody right now, and the next
Hmm.
day the person is talking to me like, she loves me or he loves me.
Hmm.
Do you
Hmm.
understand? So
Hmm.
like I'll not necessarily like bitchy, but like just be straightforward and just like tell you blah blah blah, blah what you did, you know,
Hmm.
and the person will like come around. But I stood up for myself. That's why I always tell people to stand up for
You
themselves.
have
Like,
to.
yeah, for example, like even in class today, talking about the guy I was paired with to do an like kind of like a class assignment.
Hmm.
So we were paired together. They put us in a group of two, and we were discussing what we're supposed to do, right?
Hmm.
And I'm telling him like, okay, so you're supposed to present this, and then I'll present that, and we're sharing stuff. And the guy was like literally giving me headache, and I was like, you know what? You're really like, I was like, I'm really tired right now, and the guy was like, I don't care. I just got,
Wow.
I literally, see, do you know what I did? I got up, took my book, and went to my place, put my went to my sitting position because I had to change my sitting position in order to do the work with him.
Hmm. Hmm.
Went to my sitting position, closed my book, and put my head on the table, and I was
Wow.
sleeping. And he called the lecturer to tell the lecturer that, how do you call it? I've left, I've left him to do the work alone, and the lecturer was asking me why. Because
Wow.
my course is in French, right? I was mixing French with English. I was so pissed off. I was like, I have explained it to him so many times, and he's getting on my nerves. And out here, like I was, my teacher was smiling because she has never seen me like that before, right? I'm always like the smiley type
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And even my friends in class, like when I finished, I just left. So they were calling me. They were like, "Oh, Sharon, are you fine? Are you okay?" Don't worry.
Oh my gosh. But I'm proud of you because you know why? You have to stand up for yourself.
Oh yes,
You
I do.
know?
I do. Honestly speaking, usually I used to care about, oh, how would somebody feel, but these days I'm like, how will you feel, Sharon?
Exactly.
Like
See,
you put in so much work, like you get to like you slept late at night because you're working on something, and then you're trying to also go to school and get educated, and somebody's telling you, I don't care.
Exactly. And this is the thing. Remember when you face these things, Queen Sharon, that like
Yeah.
these are tests from the universe.
Mm,
And do never give your power away. And there's
yeah.
gonna and I'm telling you, that's not always easy. Trust me.
That's so true. That's
It's
not
not
always
easy,
easy.
okay? Because we've all been there, you know?
Yeah, that's
But a
true.
lot of times it's not even worth it. And so when you're
Yeah.
getting these frequencies that try to bring you down, you're like, don't
Mm,
even entertain it. Be like, and like you
exactly.
said, you got to stand up for yourself because
You have to.
you have to. And especially as, a woman of
Exactly.
color,
You
all
know,
of these things.
yeah. Because they'll be like, you a woman, what are you I got that vibe. Like,
Oh,
what?
yeah,
Like,
girl.
I was
It's
literally,
real. It's real
yeah,
out
like, they're
here.
like, what do you think? What's important,
Yeah.
that you could be doing? Like, some men still have that.
Oh,
Honestly, in fact,
absolutely.
most men I've met in my life, if not all, have like that.
Mm,
Like, you tell them, oh, I'm running a business, or like, I do this, but they don't give reverence to it. Do you understand? They
mm,
don't really give reverence to it as much.
mm.
Most men I've met in my life are like that.
Wow. So
Most men.
how do you navigate that space?
I told you that I have been, my longest relationship was 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
I do have like a partner, like I do have a partner right now, but like
Friend.
it's not really like, I think even that one is not. I call him a partner. Usually, if anybody has heard me in the previous episode, I've not even said a boyfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I'll call it like a situationship.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's like a situationship. I'm not sure. Um, I don't think I'm gonna have a future with him, but maybe I have a future with him. I'm not too sure because like my mind space right now is not in that, you know, it's not in that
You
space.
know.
But my mind space is not in that space. So and I'm not too sure, but yeah, we're praying about it.
Okay. Well,
And
think about it. That's
yeah,
God will show.
but but yeah, that's why most of my relationship has not lasted. And I know like he's not perfect and everything, but even him, I've seen like traits like that from him. Like
Mm,
some time ago I was recording an episode and he came to see me in my apartment, right? And
mhm,
I told him that, oh, I've left the door open, so when he's coming he should like, come in quietly because I'm recording a session. And usually when I'm recording like that, any sound can be heard, right? When
mhm,
he came, he was just making noise. I kid you
mm.
not. I didn't know whether to be pissed. I didn't know what to do. Like, do you know what I did? I literally left where I was recording and had to go into a tight place in my apartment, in
Mm,
my own apartment. And sometimes I'm just like, okay, Sharon, be patient, just be patient. But I just see that what's the opposite of reverence? He doesn't have reverence for what I do. He
mm.
was I kid you not, he was making up. I literally had to quickly end the session because I didn't want so many,
No.
feedbacks or like distractions to be in that episode. But
Wow.
I was distracted. I kid you not. Even I haven't reflected on it right now. It looks like is answering my prayers. So let me,
Yeah, that's what happens.
any man.
That's what happens.
Yeah, because I haven't really thought deep about this. Sometimes certain things happening, just slide,
Oh
just
yeah.
let it slide.
Hmm.
So yeah. So what you were saying, even as women, like it can be really hard. Like you have to stand up for yourself because like a man, if you're like what's your important? You're supposed to be in the kitchen. Like I've had stuff like that before. Like your job is to be in the kitchen.
Wow.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. That's why you have to be bold enough to just be you.
Exactly. You have to be bold enough to be you. You
You
have
have
to be bold enough.
to be you, and you have to
Yeah.
be bold enough to honor yourself in all aspects of who you are, the light, the,
Yeah.
the in between, and realize that you come from the highest source, which is God, and God made you perfectly the way that He designed you to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If
I
that
feel you.
would be somebody else, you know. So it's like, and just living authentically is just honestly, it's just respecting your soul core. And when things are not aligned, you have to make decisions.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. So have you encountered any negative experience or any negativity from just being yourself?
Whoa. I think I have. I think it just comes with the process of life, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like, but I have this type of spirit that when people are around me, they can feel my energy and they know that I am a very authentic person. But
Yeah.
like maybe if you're not anchored in who you are, you might perceive me a certain way. And
Yeah.
that's our perception. And when you really start to study the human mind and human behavior, you realize that everybody's just perceiving things based on how they view the world. Right.
That's so true.
So it is not my job for somebody to, it's my job for me to be myself. And I
Yeah.
realized that also through my own exploration of self, because like I said, I do a lot of self-reflection, like who am I? You know, what do I want?
Yeah.
What are the things? And I had to realize that who I am is just who I am. And I can't convince you to see who I am. And that was also a process, and that was also a journey. And I also had to realize that it's okay to be different. It's okay to feel
Yeah.
that, you know, I want to flex. And I realized I had to create my world, because
That's true.
a lot of the things that were, let's say, popular or this or that, I might like this, but I might not like an aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I know.
I design my world that will work for me.
Mm, that's good.
Hmm.
So would you say you feed your soul with what you do and by being yourself?
Oh my gosh, Sharon, like I feed my soul with what I do, my passion, my purpose, um, my hobbies. Like I love to be in nature. I
Yeah.
I dance every single day. Dancing is a part of my soul core. I love to write. I love fashion. I love self-expression. I love being my own boss. I'm a
Yeah.
I'm a very like independent woman when it comes to like, you know, my philosophies or what I stand for. I've always been like that. I've always been a leader. You know, nobody taught me certain things. I've just was just that way. I was just made that way. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
are you a Leo?
no, I'm a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a
That's so
Scorpio.
interesting.
Yeah, and I just really stay true to myself because it's like when even like me, like I have turned down so many business opportunities because I was that's not what I wanted to do. And
Yeah.
I could talk to people about it and they might think I'm crazy, like why would you want to turn this down? But I know how important it is for me to stay true to my soul core, because
Mm.
my soul has never done me wrong. My
Oh,
mind
that's so
has,
beautiful.
my heart has, but my soul has never done me wrong.
That's a good
You know,
one.
it's true.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
once I
That's a
say
good
anchor
one.
in the soul, my soul always
That's a
tells
good
me.
one.
But the mind is where the problems occur, because you
That's a
know the
good one.
mind is like the flesh. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm,
the soul is
mm,
the spirit. So it's
mm,
like once you are aligned with your soul core, things like certain things I've just been able to block out because my soul already told me I would be good and I was always good. But the thing
mm.
is, the mind, the heart, the emotions.
Like I'm having chills.
I'm telling you, it's deep. But
Yeah,
once you
it's
are
deep.
aligned to that, and I have never met any person, and I've asked so many people this question, sis, has your intuition failed you? They're like, no. I've never met one single person. So I
That's
truly
so true.
believe God creates this space for us for a reason. We just have to honor it.
But I don't think the intuition is the mind.
The intuition's not the mind, it's the soul.
Exactly.
It's not the mind. The mind is its own thing, right? The mind will make you believe things that don't even exist.
I'm
The
telling
mind
you.
will
I am telling.
the
Only
mind will make
even worst of it all, make you turn a reality into a fantasy, or
absolutely,
like I don't know.
absolutely.
And like it's crazy. You are seeing something that is wrong, and your
Yeah,
mind is
yeah. The
telling you,
mind is like the
no,
mind.
it is not wrong.
No, let me tell you, and the mind is so crazy because whatever your mind believes, you believe it.
That's true.
So
It's
the
but
mind
it's
is
powerful.
so
Yeah,
powerful. Like
it's extremely powerful.
you can be the most talented person. If you don't believe in it, it's not gonna
Mm,
happen because
that's
it's the
so true.
mind. So that's why you have to learn to be in control of the mind, right? And that's where you
Yeah.
also have to step into something that's deeper than the mind. And that's through spirituality. That's tapping into your
Yeah.
soul core. Because if you're not careful, and we're all human, our minds is going, woo! You start to
That's
question
true.
everything. But when you're aligned to your soul will tell you, do this, don't do this, respect this,
Yeah.
da da da. And you operate different. You move in
Yeah.
life different. You have a
Yeah.
different energy because you're aligned to your soul core.
That's true. That's so deep. The reason why like I resonate so much with it is because of how much aligned I am to my
Yeah,
soul. You know, my
absolutely.
the core of my soul and my spirit and every, you know, and I do that by, you know, practicing gratitude because that's my spiritual practice.
Nice.
You know, and it's a lifestyle for me right
Me
now. Like
too. Me
I
too.
could just be walking and like I'm crying, like, you know,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like, oh God, thank you, you know. You just
Yes, I get it. I
like,
get
you know,
it.
just like, thank you. Like, I can't believe this is my life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's, and you know, funny enough, I could literally be like just going from the supermarket because I've not yet bought a car, and I'm walking from the supermarket to my apartment, and like the things are heavy, and it's like my arms are like hurting.
Yeah.
But I'm not focusing on the fact that I don't have a car yet, but I'm focusing on the fact that I was able to buy groceries.
Exactly. And when you live like that, I'm telling you, when you live in gratitude, your life
Yeah,
is different. Me, I
very
give thanks
different.
for the most simplest things. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this beautiful bird. Look at the clouds today.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, I
Exactly.
love this pink nail polish. Like it can be
Exactly.
any little thing. And it
A
gets me excited.
little
I'm like,
thing.
ooh.
Me too. That's
And
why I
it
say
just
I have
makes
a
my life
playful
exciting. I'm
personality.
like, oh my gosh, wow, look at the cloud, look at that. And I'll see like a girl walking. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love
She's
her
so
outfit.
beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful. And I'll see
I
a
do
guy
that a
like wearing
lot.
some clothes, and I'm like, okay, go
Yeah.
thing. When you live like this, life is an adventure. It's fun,
I know. Say
you
that
know, and
again.
it's
It's
like,
so fun.
it's so fun, and it makes you at a different frequency because this is the thing. My happiness is not defined by anything external,
Mm,
anything external, not my job, what I do for a living, not my
that's true.
accolades, not my bank account, not
Yeah.
this. I have created a place within my soul that my happiness is defined by just the sense of living life, because I'm so into spirituality, and I know like this is just one realm. So while I'm here, I just have to make the most out of it and
Most out
learn
of
and
it.
leave something. Because once you start to tap into higher level of consciousnesses, you
Mm,
start to look at life different.
different.
Because while we're here, what are we doing? That's all we're doing. We have to learn, we have to give something, and that's all. We stress ourselves way too much of these things, these worldly things, right? So when you understand like you are, this spirit having this experience, it changes the way you look at life.
That's true. Exactly. A spiritual being having a human experience.
Experience, yeah.
That's so true. That's so true. Like you just feel elevated. Like you feel different.
Yeah,
You're
you
walking on
do.
clouds. Sometimes the universe will just humble you and tell you, Sharon, you're human. You're
Yeah.
human.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. That's why you have to have balance. You have to have
Yeah,
balance
exactly. You
because
have to
I
have
can live
balance.
sometimes in my spirituality, and I'm like, well, okay, Charlotte, let me come back, right? So you got
Exactly.
you got to have balance, and that's the most beautiful thing about when you start to
Yeah.
study just life, that there's a duality for everything. Just like there's light, there's
Yeah.
dark. Just like there's sunshine, there's rain. It's essential
That's true.
when it comes to the overall experience that we have while we're on this realm.
That's so true. So how has walking in your path and staying true to yourself benefited you?
Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. The amount of opportunities I've been able to get is
Mm,
because I was bold enough to walk in my path. I'm
mm,
originally from Dominica, the nature island of the Caribbean. I grew up in the United States, but I was born back home. I won a pageant which changed my life, Miss Caribbean Metro USA, and
beautiful.
thank you, and I was competing with girls who did all this pageants. I've never done pageants before, and I remember I told myself, "Shar, just be you." And I ended up winning
Mm,
the pageant. And I've just had that mindset in different aspects of it in my life, like whether it was through TV, whether it was through my music, whether it was through motivational speaking. I
yeah.
realized that there's such a powerful energy when somebody is themselves,
So
and
I'm telling
when
you.
you walk in that, that's when things come to you. That's when
Mm.
opportunities come. That's when, in speaking engagements, that's when TV deals, all of these things
Yeah.
I've been able to like manifest because I was willing to show up how I want to show up. And I do that unapologetically. You know what I mean?
I know
So
what you mean.
you have to be just bold enough to be yourself. It goes
Yeah.
back to that. And it's sad where you have to say like bold enough, but it's true because
You have
the
to be bold
society
enough.
that's
You
tries to
need
convince
courage.
you
You
to.
actually need courage.
Yeah, you
It's
need
not a
courage.
joke. You need
Yeah.
courage because as you like being authentic and you're being yourself, like you might see like attacks, and that's
Oh
when you
yeah.
have to go inward and start
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
having a communication with yourself that it's okay for you to be yourself. What you did and stand up for yourself was okay. Like you have that back and forth with
Hmm.
yourself. And
Hmm.
if you don't take control, you might end up being sad about being yourself.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
doing that is like you letting yourself down.
Yep.
Or like,
Yep.
because I always say that I'm like five entities, right? So
Hmm.
you doing that is like letting your soul down. So
Exactly.
like, yeah, letting the mind let the soul down. But all parts of you are supposed to work together. So you need courage, like you do. It's not for the
100%
faint
right.
at heart.
You're
Yeah.
150% right. You
Okay.
need courage.
So
Hmm.
are you a better person just by living authentic?
Oh yes, I'm a better person. And it's interesting because when you choose to live an authentic life, um, like everybody around me is pretty much authentic because everything is also an energy and a frequency.
Yeah.
So all my friends are, my family, my parents, are very, very authentic people. And I also like thank my parents because I have the type of parents that even though sometimes we might not agree with everything,
Mm-hmm.
ultimately they always go back to like, okay, just do what you need to do. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
think
I
that's very
do.
important. And
I
I want to
do.
raise my kids like that too. Like, even though
Yeah.
sometimes I might not agree, but just do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Because
My
ultimately,
mom is the same, and
yeah,
I think that that's one of the reasons why I walk this path very
yeah,
unapologetically,
yeah.
because it's like my mom would be like, Sharon, I wish I were like you, like the way you stand up for yourself, and yeah, oh, I
Yeah.
wish I could do that.
And I don't think forcing things works on humans. I
No,
really
it
don't
doesn't.
think
It
force does
doesn't.
not work. Like it might
Yeah,
work
it
for a
doesn't.
small time, but I don't think you can really force people to do things like and think it's gonna last. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know
Yeah.
what you mean. So, will you choose to be different than you are now?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say I embrace the journey of life. I continue to evolve and I continue to learn. But I've been like the same type of person since I was a little girl. I didn't really change. I just evolved. So I just want to continue to keep learning and to keep growing because in life, you never truly stay the same. But it's like my soul core has always been the same. Do you get what I mean? Like you're
Yeah,
just like,
that's
yeah.
true.
So it's
Me
like,
too. Me too.
yeah, it's like I bet you were like the same person when you were 5. Like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? But you just
I used to write everywhere, and
I'm the same. Like
very
everything that
painful.
I was doing that when I was like, a little girl, I'm doing now.
Me
I'm just
too.
older.
Yeah, just an older body,
Yeah, exactly. And just
and with a
keep
laptop,
learning.
not on the walls.
Yes, yes. And then you grow your wisdom. You make your mistakes. It's just it's the journey of life. You know what I mean?
I do. I do know what
Yes,
you mean. So,
yes.
finally,
Hmm.
what life lesson do you live by? Not pertaining to the topic of discussion, but like any life lesson you live by.
My favorite quote is "The joy is in the journey." I truly believe life is a journey. And when you make the most out of wherever you are, it will all make
Yeah.
sense. And my
Mm.
second piece of wisdom is everything is energy, meaning whatever you entertain, you're putting a frequency out into the universe. So a lot of
Wow.
things that I've wanted in my life, I've been able to manifest it just by being around certain energy. So
Wow.
even us having this conversation, it's energy.
That's
What you
true.
choose to eat is energy. What you choose to look at is energy. So it's like, I look at life as like, okay, let's say we're in a room right now, right? So wherever
Yeah.
you are, you're in a room right now. Strip everything away. like strip the physical object of it and think about it as just like light bulbs of energy. So whatever you touch, it's going to go on you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
whatever you want in life, you have to go towards the things that you want. And then
Yeah.
also remember, everything that you do is a frequency, regardless
It
if it's true
is.
or not.
Wow.
It's very deep.
It's deep. It's
Hmm.
deep. It's deep. But well, life is deep. Those that think on the surface
Yeah.
level, I feel pity for them.
Yeah, yeah, life is very, very deep, and
Life is
it's
deep.
beautiful, and it's not
It's
always easy at
beautiful.
all, but
Not at
it's
all.
beautiful. Yeah,
It's not at all. I always say that there are two sides to the coin when it comes to life. Life
yeah,
is simple, life is hard. So no,
exactly.
life is simple, life is complicated. Life is hard, life is easy. Life is short at the same
Yeah,
time is long.
it's,
You know,
I love it. It's the duality. It's the
there's a duality to, to life. So
yes, yes.
this is so beautiful and
I
so
really
raw.
enjoyed this
I
conversation.
did
Thank you so
too.
much.
Thanks for being so transparent and open
Yes,
and
yes,
talking
and
about yourself. I love people who talk about themselves the way you did. I
thank
do.
you.
I do, because whenever I'm doing that, sometimes it's like people around me make me cringe, but I don't cringe, but I'll still talk.
Mm,
And I really love that you do that. Like, keep doing that, because like the things you've done over a decade, and even now, it's not easy, and I know
oh,
it's
not
not
at all.
easy.
Not
I'm
at
so
all.
proud of every single person out there that is doing something with their lives, because it's not easy. Like
Not at all.
yesterday, I was literally about to cry and just say that,
Mm,
oh my
wow.
god, it's really not easy to
It's not
make it.
easy. It's not
Huh?
easy going for your dreams. It's not easy.
It's not. And
Yep.
I'm never saying it's not easy, as maybe adding easy to the sentence makes it sound easy. It's so freaking hard.
Yeah, it really is though.
It's hard. It's hard. Like, it's hard. It's as hard.
It
So
really
yeah.
is. It
But
really,
I
really
learned
is.
I learned something, which I really love, and I remind myself each day, is if you do what is easy, your life will be hard, and if you do what is
Oh
hard,
yeah, I
your
believe
life
that.
will be easy.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I 100% believe that.
Yeah.
150% believe that.
So we've got to the end of the session. Before I leave, I'm gonna go through the top rule by Rhonda Byrne, which is: be peaceful and calm. Practice welcoming feelings, your negative emotions, your positive emotions, because every situation is a gift. You do not have to identify with those negative feelings or emotions or believe them. They will dissolve with time. And also, do not try to control them. They will pass. Thank you all so
Wow.
much for thank you, Chardelle. Thank you all so much for listening to Being Sharon Gibson's podcast. You know I love you as much as you love yourself, so love yourself. Until next time, bye. Bye, Chardelle.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
sis.
Have got